Hey, it's Patrick Cuneta. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys how I got a remote job in IT working in a tech support / help desk position and how you can do the same if that's something you're interested in. Now, for those of you who are new here, make sure you subscribe and join me on the journey to success and happiness. And on that journey to success and happiness, getting this job has enabled me to improve my life significantly. First of all, I make almost twice as much money as I did in my previous job. Plus, I absolutely love working from home. I love working, in my room, in my house, not having to commute to work, having 100% 24/7 access to food and your own private bathroom and everything. And it just works out really well for me. I really enjoy it. I definitely thrive in this kind of setting. Now, if you know me, you know my ultimate goal is to make an income online here through my videos and through my music, which is in the description, by the way. And of course, that is my ultimate main goal in life. However, I've definitely realized that in the meantime, working a regular 9-to-5 job is absolutely essential because, of course, money is what makes the world go around, and I need to make income in order to survive in the world. So to get started, I'll go ahead and just talk about a little bit about my background and my previous work experience and how I ended up getting that job. So my first job, I was like 19 years old. I worked in sales at AT&T. And I worked there for a total of 2 years. And that was basically a sales job, was the main title. We had to sell stuff, but it was also just tons and tons of customer service and quite a bit of tech support with people coming in with issues on their phones. And I fixed tons and tons of issues, although that technically was not my job. So I worked there for 2 years. I absolutely hated it, ended up quitting. And that was the year when I moved back into my mom's house. And I started making YouTube videos, and I also started driving Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, all those apps full time. And basically I worked driving all day, every day for basically another 2 years doing that, making videos. And then I ended up going back to AT&T for a little while after that because some personal issues. I had to move out of my mom's house and I just had to make more money, and I just wasn't making enough money driving, so I had to go back to that same sales job with, technically it was a different AT&T company. I worked at different stores and stuff like that, but it was basically the same position that I went back to. And yeah, that's basically the totality of my work experience previous to getting this job. I don't really have tons of crazy experience, to qualify me to get into the IT field. The only thing was I had plenty of customer service experience. I did have technical support experience and troubleshooting experience from AT&T. And yeah, that was basically all I had. And then, aside from that, of course, I've always had a passion for technology my entire life since I was a kid. Always been super into that. And I've done a lot of, learning on my own, I've taught myself how to write code for websites and stuff like that, and all kinds of different technical things I've learned how to do. But that was basically all the work experience I had at that point. And after working at AT&T again for a few months, like I said, in the first place, I hated that job. So, eventually just out of being unhappy and, sitting in the store all day, kind of hating my life, I decided I need to take things to the next level. I decided to go for a tech support job. And I don't know exactly what made me decide to go for tech support. I think it was probably just the fact that, doing the troubleshooting and tech support side of my job at AT&T, I actually really did enjoy that part of my job much more than the sales part and stuff like that. So I think just from, having some kind of experience with that, I decided to go for a tech support job. Another thing is, if you work in the IT field, having any kind of certifications can absolutely help you to get a job, as well as any college degrees you might have, of course, in that field. For me personally, I did go to college for like a year and a half or so, but I never completed any degrees or any programs or anything, so I technically didn't have any of that. There is kind of a golden standard certification in the general IT kind of tech support job, which is the CompTIA A+ certification. That's kind of like the baseline certification for anybody working in IT. I started learning this, but I actually never finished it. All I have is a CompTIA IT Fundamentals certification, which is like a super basic, version of the A+. And basically it just shows that like basic knowledge about computers and stuff like that. I literally went on there and I got that within like a week or two, I think. It was super easy. It's just super basic certification. I think a lot of people get that in like high school. But yeah, that's basically everything I had leading up to that. Like I said, I had a couple years of experience at AT&T, a couple years of driving. I had one very basic certification and no college degrees. And then from there, I basically just kind of tailored my resume to fit, going for an IT position. That's just basic, job hunting kind of stuff. I just listed all the technical abilities I could do and basically just highlighted everything that I can do that would best fit me for the tech support position. And then from there, I just basically went crazy applying for jobs. I think I applied for like 12 or 15 positions. Just looking at, basically, I just went online and searched like just entry-level technical support, or just regular technical support. I just searched and I just looked through a bunch of tech support jobs and just found ones that I liked, and I just applied to them. And that's all I did, is I just applied to like I said, just 12 or 15 different places, different restaurants, different businesses. There's really a lot of tech support positions, especially if you're just looking for a remote job. If you just go on any of those job hunting websites and you just search tech support, but instead of for a specific city, you just type in United States, and then there's a setting to change it to remote, you can see there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs on there. So it's super easy nowadays to find a remote job in IT, and also in really in any other field where they have remote jobs. So yeah, like I said, I applied for 12 to 15 places, and then after a few days, I just followed up at every single place. And then after a week or two, I ended up getting an interview at the company where I work now. And I think that was the only interview I had scheduled at the time. I think I got some calls back from some other places later, possibly. But yeah, I just went in for the interview, and I think I went back for a second interview, and everything went super well, and I ended up getting the job. And the funny thing is about my job is it actually was not remote at first. I worked in an office in Washington State where I grew up, and I was in the office there and working there for a few weeks, going through training and everything. And literally as soon as I finished training, after like 3 weeks of working there, I got a call from my boss one day when I was on the way to work, and he told me to stay home because this was exactly when the coronavirus started. In the very, very first place, when they very first shut everything down, that is exactly when, right after I started my job. So it kind of worked out really well for me. So my office job turned into a remote job. I have a work laptop and everything that I work on, obviously. So I was just at home. I just kind of set up my stuff and I started working. So yeah, it's basically how I got my new job. Like I said, I've been here for a year and a half. I really do enjoy it a lot. It has enabled me to do a lot of things in my life that I wasn't able to do before. One huge thing, if you've seen my recent videos, you know that I recently decided to hop in my car and drive across the entire US, and now I live in New York City. I have my own apartment here in New York City in the Bronx, and it's really amazing, very different than where I grew up. But having this job made it so much easier because, moving across the country, I didn't have to find a new job. I could just work the same exact job. I just took an extra few days off, and then I just drove over here and made the move, set up my laptop, and then that was it. So it made it super easy to do that. And then, like I said, I'm also making significantly more money than I was in the past, like literally almost twice as much as my first job. So it is very, very nice, and it's taken a lot of stress off my shoulders, just not having so much financial stress, because I know very, very well from experience that financial stress can be very difficult to deal with. So having this job and finding this opportunity and creating this new, chapter in my life has definitely made things significantly easier for me. And I feel like, working in this position, just where I am right now, it kind of put me in a very good position to have plenty of time and space here to, work towards my dreams. And I feel like it's definitely going to help me get where I want to go in life. So that's basically how I got my job in IT. I think I'm actually going to make a day in the life video showing you guys exactly what I do and exactly what it's like. I think that'd be pretty cool. I made some day in the life videos back in the past, like a couple years ago with driving Uber Eats and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in seeing that kind of video. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Like I said, it really was not that difficult to get a job in IT, at least for me. I think if you have any interest at all in technology or any kind of experience at all and you enjoy doing that, you should definitely look into getting a tech support job, because like I said, it wasn't too hard at all, and here I am, and it allowed me to improve my life quite a bit. So thank you guys so much for watching, and shout out to everybody listening to my music. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments, check out the description, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. We got plenty more coming soon. Your mind is much more powerful than you think. Have a great day. Peace.